This is a Standard 5 class at Matua Primary School in Chimwarira Zone in Itonwe, Zomba. The class has not come under these trees for recreation as one would expect. This is where it sits in both summer and winter. This is its classroom. And the class isn't alone in this sorry state. There is also Standard 4 whose classroom is under a tree. This temporary shelter here is for Standard 6, while Standard 7 conducts its classes in this room. Montfort Kisao is the head teacher for the school.
This problem is very, very serious in that in such a way that it also contributed to the learners' performance. For example, we have only one school block, but with 8 streams. Now, when it comes to education itself, teaching and learning as such, there's a problem because most of the learners spend their lessons in open classes. For example, Standard 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then Standard 8 is occupying a very, very small room.
The impacts of such an environment to teaching and learning are well documented. Madele Sobonga is a Standard 5 teacher at the school and he suffers the challenges of teaching pupils in such a classroom.
I teach in a class whereby we are under a tree, and to make the matters worse, we learn at the chief's courtyard. We move right away from our school campus to the chief's courtyard, and it becomes a problem to teach in such a environment. You know, it's a classroom which is outside. The learners are just many 100+ learners. So to control the learners, classroom management becomes a problem.
And the situation is even worse when the child has a disability. Frida Fule is one such pupil. She is in Standard 6. Shortage of classroom blocks at the school means that she is forced to take her lessons sitting far at the back of the class in the sun. This is because her wheelchair cannot enter into this temporary shelter. As for the desks, the children have to make do with stones, a situation which makes it even more difficult for Frida to find a place under the shelter, thus condemning her to school life under the sun.
Most of the time, I learn on the sun. I can't go into the shade because of my wheelchair.
I'm abused in many ways, and I have learned to live with the pain. Every day is a rainy day. Is it because I'm a girl?
Like any other responsible teacher, Miss Kennedy, the Standard 6 teacher at this school, employs all necessary skills to ensure that Frida participates in the learning process.
And after assisting her, each and every lesson I have taught, she started to improve. In so doing, they have to improve from one class to another. She's doing well. She was in grade 3.
I'm a woman, cream of the warm heart, intelligent, wise, and beautiful. Never underestimate the potential in me.
The resilience of these senior pupils at Matua Primary School to sit on these stones as desks and take lessons under these temporary shelters should not be taken lightly, especially when one considers that other pupils in the same classes, born with the same right to education, enjoy more than enough desks and pride in sophisticated classroom blocks in their schools. For pupils at Matua Primary School, their endurance eventually wears out.
Now, the effects, for example, we do have almost 180 learners to 120 when it comes to Standard 1 to Standard 4. Now, when it comes to Standard 5, 6, 7, 8, for instance, this year we had 24 learners. That is, you can see yourself that from 180 to 24 learners, it means there is a great dropout of learners. Our performance was not really very good. Pass, yes, because we had out of 24, 8 failed and only 2 were selected to CDSS, that is a community secondary school.
And as if the school environment is not hard enough, Frida has to contend with other challenges at home, leaving her with no space to breathe, as it were.
I face a lot of challenges home. Some people discourage me from going to school. They say education can't take me anywhere.
Woman, cream of the warm heart, intelligent, wise, and beautiful. Never underestimate the potential in me.
The plight of pupils at Matua Primary School is just a tip on the iceberg on the crisis of shortage of classroom blocks across the country. Goal number 4 of the recently adopted United Nations Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs) calls on nations to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. It is a foregone conclusion that Frida and the rest of the pupils at Matua Primary School are being given a raw deal in as far as goal number 4 of the SDGs is concerned. It goes without saying that the nation needs to do a serious soul searching lest we can continue committing more resources into the system that lacks in promotion of inclusive and equitable quality education, unless we intend to enhance the disparities that exist between less privileged village schools and the advantaged urban schools. Whether we like it or not, the reality of life shows that there are some children who are more equal than others. White Onika Pasule, Times News, Zomba.